And we've been talking about this over the last bunch of weeks here at Westbrook. And while playful debate rages over which colors best accent our trees and our roof lines, we agree on this much. Color is a part of the season. Interestingly, our classic Christmas colors are associated with emotions and ideas that always emerge at Christmas. And so, as you know, if you've been with us here at Westbrook over the last bunch of weeks, we have taken some time to look at the impact of the color of Christmas on all people, regardless of where we stand with Christ. If you've been with us over the last bunch of weeks, then you've heard us talk about this. One week we talked about at Christmas, we talked about the color green. And we looked at the color green and see that it's just about everywhere. It's in the garlands that we enjoy. It's in the wreaths. Of course, it's in the Christmas trees as well. Green is everywhere. It's a color that cheers us up and speaks of the promise of life and hope. And one of the reasons green is used at Christmas is because it speaks of a time to come, a time called spring. A time when flowers bloom and trees blossom and grass becomes green again. Christmas says that new life is right around the corner. If we're honest, for many people, in Christmas, instead of bringing peace for others, for some, Christmas also people find themselves green with envy over what others are getting. Maybe some of you this morning are already feeling that. You're already feeling a little envious because of what your sibling got for Christmas. And any semblance of peace, is overshadowed from all of the chaos of the season. The green of Christmas is often more about the envy and the sadness that this season brings more than it is the promise of new life. There's green. One week we talked about the color and the emotion of blue at Christmas time. There are times when Christmas doesn't go according to our plans, and there are times when you know what the script ought to be, but somebody or something changes the lines on us. There are times when Christmas doesn't seem as cheerful and as upbeat as we had hoped it would be. A loved one dies, friends and family move away. We struggle with divorce. We lose our jobs. We may face cancer or some other overwhelming disease. And what had promised to be a season and what had promised to be a month and a time filled with fun and pleasure suddenly becomes a blue Christmas. It's the emotion in the old Elvis song that says, sing it with me if you want, I'll have a blue Christmas, that's certain. And when that blue heartache starts hurting, you'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white. But I'll have a blue Christmas. Right? That blue Christmas. The Christmas story, honestly, the Christmas story had a lot of blue in it. One author said it this way. It says, Christmas is the story of a teenage girl pregnant with a child that's not her husband's. It's the story of a child born in a dirty animal stall. It's the story of innocent boys being killed by King Herod because Herod feared that one of them might be the rival king the wise men spoke of. It was a blue Christmas because it's the story of someone sent into this world in peace who was condemned to death. It's the story of a light sent out to shine in the darkness, and the world snuffed it out. It's the story of a never-ending, self-giving mercy which was rejected and condemned. Sort of a blue, depressing, hopelessly fortified time, or so it seems. Many people feel blue at Christmas time. Red is one of the dominant colors that we see during the Christmas season. We find the color red on Christmas bows and wrapping paper and candy canes. Unfortunately, it's often the color that our faces turn once we face a lot of troubling things in our lives. And we begin to see red because of anger and anxiety and stress. I mean, there's nothing like some holiday angst that's brought about by long lines at Walmart and Meijer and impossible parking situations at the mall and trudging through the freezing cold temperatures to get to the promenade. The immense amounts of details, the juggling of schedules, all the parties that you have to go to, the never-ending quest of making everything perfect, all the cookies you have to make and all the stuff that you have to buy. You work so hard for it all to be perfect, and sometimes it just gets to the point where it's so frustratingly maddening that you don't know if you even want to go through it yet again. So much so about mid-month, we're like, we're kind of through with the season. Let's face it, sometimes during the Christmas season and with other relationships and challenges that we face, it causes us to see a different kind of red. You've all heard that phrase, seeing red, before, and it's generally not good. Seeing red refers to someone who is angry or who is filled with angst, and maybe they've gone through an encounter which brings them great frustration. And so we understand that there's a lot of things that rob us of joy of this season. And when that happens, when the green of the month begins to hit us, the green of the month begins to hit us, and we feel and sense that. And when the blue of the month also comes into our lives, and we sense that, and we feel that, and that blue comes into our life, and we just feel depressed and discouraged, and we don't know what to do sometimes, and we aren't always able to control everything that's coming our way. And when the red of the season comes into our life as well, and we want to be joyful, we want to sense all that, and we want to feel all that. What happens is sometimes all of those colors merge together, and instead of being something beautiful, it often turns something very dark, and very much filled with a lot of angst and a lot of discouragement. And how many of you, maybe you feel that way? That which was supposed to be beautiful, that which was supposed to be bringing you joy, has brought all kinds of pain and heartache and trial into your life. That's what happens when you merge the colors of green and red and blue paint. But there's something a little bit different, and I think this is so intriguing. They're so intriguing. When you merge those three colors with light, something completely different happens. When you take the color green, first of all, we highlighted that all season long. When we understand the color green, it's supposed to represent beauty. It's supposed to represent new life. And you take the color blue, you sense the color blue. We talked about that. And you take the color of light, of red, and you see all that, but with lights. When you merge all of those together, what do you see? You see white. You see the big difference? The light of Christ is the light of the world. The light of Christ is the light that shines in the darkness. And as the light that forgives us our sins and brings us new life, that light can change our todays, can change our tomorrows into the brilliant white light of love. It's a pure gift of love. That gift from Christ is a perfect gift. It is a priceless gift. And it is a powerful gift. And what we've been trying to convey this month with this sermon series is this. Friends, listen to me. Only Jesus can turn our envy into peace. Only Jesus can turn our depression into hope. Only Jesus can turn our anxiety and our anger and our stress into joy. Only Jesus can turn our darkened life into the light of His glory. It's a gift that came to us in a simple, humble, modest way. No crowns, no thrones, no big parade. There were no fanfares played, no jubilant displays. Only a bright star, a simple manger that led to a lonely cross.